Imagine being locked inside one of the most secure prisons in the world, surrounded by guards, watched by cameras, and still managing to disappear like a magician. This isn't a movie. This isn't Netflix. This is the real story of El Chapo, the world-famous drug lord, and how he pulled off one of the craziest prison escapes in human history. Grab your popcorn, because this story is wild. Before we jump into the escape, let's talk about the man behind it. Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán, the leader of the Sinaloa cartel, wasn't just any criminal. He was one of the most powerful drug traffickers on the planet. For years, he controlled a multi-billion-dollar empire, outran authorities, and became a legend in the criminal underworld. He was arrested multiple times and escaped multiple times. But his 2015 escape, that one shocked the entire world. El Chapo was locked inside Altiplano Prison, Mexico's highest security facility. This place was supposed to be escape-proof. 24/7 surveillance, motion sensors, reinforced concrete, no blind spots, guards everywhere. In short, if you wanted to escape, this was the worst place to try. But El Chapo? He looked at this fortress and said, "Now, here's where things get interesting." El Chapo didn't escape by climbing walls, or overpowering guards, or pulling off some Hollywood-style shootout. Nope, his escape was quiet, calculated, and honestly, kind of genius. The plan took months of preparation. It involved teams of people, millions of dollars, and engineering skills that would impress even civil engineers. But the craziest part, the entire escape started under his shower floor. One night, El Chapo walked into his cell's shower area, the only spot where cameras couldn't see him. He bent down and vanished. Under the shower was a hole, and under that hole was a 1.5-kilometer tunnel stretching from his cell to a construction site outside the prison. This tunnel wasn't some rough underground crawl space. It had electric lighting, ventilation, reinforced walls, a rail system, and even a modified motorcycle used to transport tools and dirt. Yes, a motorcycle, underground, in a tunnel, built secretly beneath a maximum security prison. This wasn't an escape. This was an engineering project. Section 5. How did they build it? 5 minutes to 6 minutes. So how did a tunnel like this get built without anyone noticing? Well, that's the million-dollar question. Authorities later found that the construction site outside the prison was disguised as a small building. Workers dug downward, then horizontally, using GPS to pinpoint the exact location of El Chapo's cell. It took months of digging, tons of removed dirt, and a level of coordination that felt more like a corporate project than a prison break. Some investigators believe there was inside help. Others think the tunnel was simply too sophisticated to detect. Either way, the plan worked. Section 6. The escape. 6 p.m. to 6:50. Once the tunnel was ready, El Chapo waited for the right moment. He stepped into the shower, lifted the floor panel, climbed down the ladder, and hopped onto the motorcycle rail system. Within minutes, he was gone. By the time guards realized he was missing, he was already miles away. The world woke up the next morning to headlines that sounded fake. El Chapo escapes through tunnel.
But it was real, very real.
Section 7. The aftermath. 6:50 to 7:40. The escape embarrassed the Mexican government. It sparked international outrage. And it turned El Chapo into a mythic figure, a man who could escape anything. But freedom didn't last forever. In 2016, he was captured again. This time, he was extradited to the United States and placed in a prison considered escape-proof even for him. No tunnels, No blind spots. No motorcycles. Outro. 7:40 to 8 o'clock. El Chapo's escape wasn't just a prison break. It was a story of planning, power, and unbelievable audacity. A tunnel under a maximum security prison? That's the kind of thing you expect in movies, not real life. But sometimes, reality is stranger than fiction. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and tell me which crazy real-life story you want next.